2 accidents, 2 fish fries, and we're filming at Station 7 in Greensburg. Let's go! Welcome to this week's episode. Check out our Facebook page, From the Scene Photography. The link is in the description below. And feel free to leave a comment, like this video, and smash that subscribe button. Hi, today we are at Greensburg visiting Station 7, and we will be talking to Chief Bell about the Greensburg Fire Department, checking out the station and the trucks, and going over some tools that they have. Hi, Chief Bell. What can you tell us about your station and the other Greensburg departments?
Basically, Greensburg 7 is located in the city of Greensburg on the east side. It's a pretty busy station. What they do here, they run an engine company and a rescue out of this station. Why I say that they're pretty busy is number 7 is located on the east side of Greensburg, which butts up to Hempfield Township. And everything that's east of here. We have our Westmoreland Mall, we have lots of restaurants, things that are abut Greensburg up in Hempfield Township, clear out to Mountain View. They assist several companies out there. So this is one of our busier stations with the rescue and the engine, providing assistance with fire service and rescue. And the main thoroughfare that runs through here is Route 30 bypass. It comes through from the west side of town around Greensburg and winds up on the east side here. So rescue calls, engine company calls, stuff like that. With the Greensburg Fire Department, the biggest thing that when I took over as chief, one of my goals was to make all equipment in the city of Greensburg, all our 6 companies, standardized with all the engines and our rescues we're working on right now. When I say that is we're trying to get our engine companies to basically all have the same hose, the same hose loads, where the equipment is put on, or where the equipment is put in the compartments. So if any fireman from any company wants a fan, we all know on the passenger side rear compartment is going to be a fan. We know that inside the company, or inside the cab, we know there's going to be masks and hand tools. We know the left rear compartment and the driver's side is going to be appliances, nozzles and things, and adapters and things like that. So that was the biggest goal in the Greensburg Fire Department, is try to adapt everything so every fireman from each company knows exactly where the tools are in the engines, and the rescues are all set up the same.
And how many Greensburg Fire Departments are there?
We have 6. We have 5 engine companies and 1 truck company.
Okay, so how long have you been chief for Greensburg?
I'm going on my 4th year. Served first term, which is 3 years. Last year was reelected to a 2nd term, so I'm going on my 4th year for the Greensburg Volunteer Fire Department as chief.
And that's for all of the Greensburg departments?
Yeah, that's for all 6 fire departments. Like I said, we have 5 engine companies and 1 truck company.
And we also heard that you have a big blood drive coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, many years ago when I was growing up in the fire department, Greensburg Fire Department always had an annual blood drive every year. They used to have it at Station 1, and what they tried to do is they tried to generate, pints of blood, and it was through the fire department. And what was funny about it is the chief that was before me, Ed Hutchison, would do kind of some things to try to entice people to come and give blood because it was so important. And what he did with the fire department was, the company that raised the most or had people that came and donated the most blood and said that they were from that individual company, he would buy a pizza party or something for them, and that's how they tried to get more people. But now what we've done is we got away from that for several years. It was just a lack of people donating blood for whatever reason. Now it seems like they're starting to donate again. Last year we had a blood drive and we generated 60 pints of blood. So this year we're going to have another blood drive, and we're going to see if we can, our goal is to set out to do 75 pints of blood this year. So it's actually going to be held Saturday, May 9th, 2020, here at Station 7 from 9 to 2:30 p.m. You just come, register. They also have online registering. If you call and tell them that you want to register, you're guaranteed a spot between that time. If you come and just show up, they'll take you, but you might have to wait a while depending on how many reservations are already taken by the online calling in and stuff like that. So our goal is to get 75. I hope we can do it this year. I think we can. It'd be nice to get 100, but we're just shooting for 75 this year. See if we can get it.
Sounds great. Chief Bell, thank you for your time and talking to us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Alrighty, take care.
You too. We're going to be talking to Rick Steele of Greensburg Fire Department, going over the trucks and tools at Station 7. Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thanks. Okay, so what we have here at Station 7 is we have a rescue and an engine. The rescue truck we're standing right beside here is a 2005. It's a Freightliner chassis built on a Sabre body. We have 3 rescue trucks in the city. 2 of these are identical. The third one's a little bit older. It's a full size built by Kenco. And then over here we have our engine. This engine's a 2016. It's actually the newest one we have in the fleet. All our engines are set up the same. They're all Seagrave engines with a shorter wheelbase. That way we can get in and out of the alleys in town. They're all equipped with 1,250 GPM pumps. We carry 500 gallons of water on them. We have basically 2.5 inch cross lays coming off both sides of the truck. Out of the back, all our engines are going to have 5-inch LDH hose. We try to carry between 1,000 and 1,200 feet of that, depending upon the size of the hose bed, as well as 600 feet of 3-inch setup to basically go between trucks. Standard operating guidelines for us here in the city has us, anytime we have a structure fire where we're looking to hit a hydrant, we're going to dress the hydrant with all 3 gates, but we're taking primarily a large diameter hose off to supply the engine, either first or second engine, with the water. And then we have 2 attack lines coming off the back as well. Those will either be 1 3/4 or 2-inch set up. Both of those are set up at 200 feet. So that's basically a quick little rundown. Want me to show you some of the equipment in the truck here?
Sure.
So let's go over the rescue. Engines are pretty standard, so in here we run Genesis battery powered rescue equipment. That's our battery powered platform, and then we still have Hurst as our primary hydraulic. So the first one's a Maverick tool, which is pre-piped. We can take that. There's a 100-foot reel there. It's a combination tool. We can do cutting and spreading with that. Besides that, we have a Genesis cutter, battery powered, and then we have another Genesis battery powered combination tool beside that, as well as fan extinguishers and some electric reels and things like that. As we move down the truck, You heard Chief Bell talk about standardizing equipment. So what we've done over the last couple years is we've taken all of our battery powered tooling and converted it to DeWalt, and we used a FlexVolt battery. We decided that that line had the most tools available for us to use. So you can see here we have sawzalls, grinder, a big drill, and then as you swing around this side over here, we get into things like battery powered drills, but we have a windshield cutter adapter, we have a blower, we have a rotary saw. This is one of the newer tools we got. DeWalt just came out with this last year. It's a 9-inch rotary saw that's battery powered. So we've done some training with this, really like what it does for us. So that's some of the tools we have here. As we go back, we have another pull-out board with a bunch of hand tools. In here, we have some cribbing as well as our tool cabinet. And then when we get to the back of the truck, again, we run a decent amount of highway as well as covering the entire city. So we really never know what kind of wreck we're going to get into. So in the back here, we have a pull-out unit with the big Hurst jaws, as well as a variety of cutters and other portable attachments we have up here as well.
And how many accidents a year do you guys usually get on?
I think last year we ran, I want to say about 200 accidents.
Wow.
In the city of Greensburg last year, total call volume for the entire city was 2,047. So we run a lot of calls. Vehicle accidents, they make up a decent amount of our calls, as well as medical calls and obviously automatic alarms, as well as a variety of fires and things we go on like that. So I think we ran on 200 accidents, but I only think we used the tools on, I think we only used the tools about 6 or 7 times last year on those accidents. For everything from minor door pops to removing roofs. And we had one really bad crash that involved multiple fatalities out on Route 30 where we had to do a bunch of cutting. So we get the gamut of simple door pops to major destruction. Okay, so as we continue around on this side of the truck, just to show you a few more of the things we have. So we have different shoring here. We can use the shoring for vehicle accidents, but we can also use the shoring in a structural collapse or a trench collapse situation. And then up top, we have 2 chainsaws as well as a rotary saw. And this just basically drops down. And as it drops down, we have things like our safety gear, chaps, gloves, helmets with face shields and ear protection for all this. So it's relatively handy and we can jump in and grab that. And then the last compartment we have here, we have our airbags. So we have airbags, a variety of sizes of bags. We have air reels up top. We have another Hurst power plant here, as well as again our DeWalt portable lighting, traffic cones, vests, flares, things for scene control. The only thing I didn't show you, we have cribbing in the back. So if we just rotate back here, this is our medical compartment where we have a variety of cribbing. We went with the turtle plastic cribbing just to get away from the wood. That way if it gets any type of contamination, it can be cleaned off instead of the wood where we'd have to throw it away. And then our medical equipment as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Last year we attended the Junior Emergency Services at Lynchfield. Will you be having that again this year?
Yeah, actually we will. We started that a couple years ago in honor of our former chief, John Edward Hutchinson. And what we do is it's open free of charge for any kids 11 to 17. And basically the purpose of it is just to introduce them to the emergency services. We call it emergency services because we'll have the Greensburg Volunteer Fire Department there, we'll have Mutual Aid Ambulance there, we'll have the Greensburg Police Department there, as well as this year the Westmoreland County is bringing their command post in. So we have a day, I think it's from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock on Saturday, June 6th, again at the Lynchfield Complex. And events we'll have basically we're going to have our foam truck down there, so we're going to show the kids how we make foam. We'll have probably this engine, 7 engine down there to allow kids spray water. We're going to have our dive team down there this year to show how they work in the pool there, the outdoor pool at Lynchfield. As I mentioned, the county command post will be there. We'll have a drug dog from the city police will come down and show how a drug dog works, as well as Mutual Aid Ambulance is going to come in and do some basic first aid, as well as CPR and AED training. So yeah, like I said, that'll be June 6th. And for anything we've talked about, you can go to our website at www.gbgfire.com or find us on Facebook under the Greensburg Volunteer Fire Department for more information. But again, free of charge. They get a free shirt. We'll have lunch as well. So it's a good day, and we really appreciate you guys were there last year. We had staff medevac fly in. So it was a really good day, I think, for everybody.
Great. Sounds good.
Thanks.
Can you tell us how your juniors program's going?
Yeah. We're actually extremely fortunate right now in Greensburg. Our junior program has taken off over the last couple of years. Right now we have 14 juniors throughout the 6 stations in the city. The way our program works is we have what we call our 420 program. Our 420 program consists of kids that are 12 and 13 years old. It's kind of like our precursor to our actual junior program. It allows the kids to come in and basically see what we do. We allow them to attend training and things like that. And then our actual junior program is from 14 to 17. And it's just like anybody else's junior program. From that point, they're allowed to, attend trainings, work, do some very simple things on the fire ground, as well as ride the apparatus and equipment. So like I said, we're very fortunate right now that our program's been growing over the last couple years.
We thank you and appreciate your time speaking with you and Chief Bell.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you and Steve coming down, and we also appreciate everything you guys do to get our message out to the public and the great photography that you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And can you guys tell us about the special teams?
Yeah, I can tell you. I'll start off first. The Greensburg Volunteer Fire Department dive team was established, I can't tell you the exact date, but a long time ago. George McFarland is our leader for our specialized dive team. They go on calls basically for flooding, river rescue, anything that has to do with water rescue per se. We have probably a good many boats. We have a boathouse down behind City Hall that we house all the equipment in for the dive team. They train every week. They show up down at the YMCA. They do a lot of training down at the YMCA, doing a lot of swimming and stuff. Again, river rescue and stuff. And they get involved with other teams. I know Murraysville's team. South Greensburg has actually purchased a boat now, and they're doing some training for diving and rescue operations and stuff. They do a lot of recovery work too. If things happen where somebody may throw a gun in a river or into a lake or something, they do some recovery. They have sonar, just a lot of sophisticated equipment to do diving and location and things like that. And of course, it's the bad thing too is they do also is body recovery. If somebody's a drowning victim, they go out and search, and they can do things back and forth on lakes and rivers and canals, stuff like that, and they can find bodies if need to be. But it's a long time. They have quite a few members on the dive team, and they do good when they go out.
And the dive team will be having a demonstration at the Youth Day this year?
Yeah, they're going to hold a demonstration during the Youth Day down at our pool that the city owns, Lynch Field. They'll go in and they'll do a demonstration how they dive and how they basically recover, whether it be a body or gun or something that they're doing. They do a demonstration for the kids to show them how they dive and recover things.
Great. Rick, can you tell us about the Bloodhound team?
Yeah, another specialized team we have under the umbrella of the Greensburg Fire Department is our Bloodhound team. It was started a long time ago to basically go out and look for people that were lost, people that went missing. So I think it was in the early 70s, Chief Hutch they bought a Bloodhound and they started training it, and ever since that time they've been going. They're actually deputized sheriffs. So when they go out, they not only look for missing people, but they also assist in bank robbery suspects and things like that. So I think right now on the team we have 5 or 6 dogs with multiple handlers, and my son Brett has the newest member of the team. Let's bring him in and come on. So come over here. This is the newest member of our team, Brett. Why don't you tell us about your dog?
This is Sassy. She's 10 weeks old, and she had her first training last week to search for missing or lost people.
So our Bloodhound team is actually part of the National Police Bloodhound Association. So they're actually an accredited organization, and they all go through handler training as well as each one of the dogs getting certified each year, and that's done for a week-long training in May down in Maryland.
Fantastic. Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
Our first call was in New Kensington. Single vehicle accident, 56.5 was on scene. Our second call this week was a single vehicle rollover accident with entrapment in Allegheny Township. His station 99, 101, and 69 were on scene. And crews extricated the patient and was transported to a local hospital. Hi, it's Ash Wednesday. We're getting our fish on at Kiski Township, 140.
How you doing? All right, how are you? Doing good.
Hi, this is the first week of Lent. This Friday, we're at Markle Station 101 for the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you.
Did you come out, man? No, you're good. I need some fish. Well done.
That's plenty on it. Thank you very much.
That wraps it up. And thanks to Chief Tom Bell and Rick Steele and the Greensburg Fire Department for letting us film here today. And thanks to Kiski Township and Markle for letting us film at their fish fries. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And be sure to check out our Facebook page by checking the link below. As always, thanks for doing what you do and letting us do what we do. Until next time, stay safe. Bye.
All right.
See who she goes to.
This guy is right here. Let's see Mama.
And the dive team will be having a demonstration at the
Youth Day.
youth day. Sorry. Please be patient with me because I feel like I'm dying here.
Chief Bell, not Rick Steele.